One of the most reputed figures in modern physics, Nobel laureate Peter Higgs, died at the age of 94.
For years, the scientific community and curious observers around the world have looked towards CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, as a beacon of cutting-edge discovery. Nestled beneath the border of France and Switzerland lies the Large Hadron Collider LHC, the most powerful particle accelerator ever built. It has been responsible for unlocking some of the universe's deepest secrets, including the confirmation of the Higgs boson. But even with such monumental achievements under its belt, what CERN scientists have just revealed surpasses anything previously imagined. A new, chilling discovery has emerged from the depths of their latest experiments, one that doesn't just nudge the boundaries of known physics, but tears straight through them. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The discovery stems from a series of high-energy collisions conducted over the past 18 months, following a major upgrade to the LHC's operational capacity. These collisions weren't just routine tests. They were designed to probe uncharted energy levels, conditions never before recreated on Earth. Amidst these titanic crashes of particles, sensors and detectors picked up a pattern that defied all expectations. Within the thick walls of the LHC's subterranean rings, buried among a labyrinth of superconducting magnets and intricate detectors, researchers noticed anomalies in particle trajectories that didn't align with the standard model of particle physics. The standard model is the foundational theory describing how particles and forces interact, and it's been the trusted framework of particle physics for decades. However, the events recorded at CERN suggested the presence of a new field, a previously unaccounted force, emerging only under the most extreme conditions. These patterns pointed to particles behaving in ways that implied interaction with a fifth fundamental force, distinct from gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces. The implications are staggering. A fifth force of nature would redefine our understanding of how the universe operates at its most fundamental level. In controlled test after test, the results remained consistent. As high-energy protons collided, specific decay products began showing deviations, veering off in directions that no known particle interactions could explain. What alarmed and fascinated the physicists in equal measure was not just the consistency of these deviations, but their timing. These aberrations were more pronounced at specific energy thresholds, suggesting a resonance effect, as if another layer of reality were being peeled back in intervals, exposing glimpses of something wholly unfamiliar. After months of rigorous data analysis, cross-examinations, and repeated trials, CERN's top minds concluded that they weren't dealing with a statistical fluke or a miscalibration. They had unearthed traces of a new kind of particle, one that doesn't exist in our familiar three-dimensional space in any conventional way. It wasn't just an exotic particle. It was behaving as if it were a bridge between dimensions, not metaphorically, but literally. A transient entity that seemed to phase in and out of perceptible spacetime. This led researchers to a chilling realization. They were not just uncovering a new particle, but interacting with a phenomenon that suggested a higher dimensional framework to reality. This potential interdimensional interaction raised alarms not because it posed an immediate threat, but because it shattered the fundamental assumptions underpinning modern science. The presence of such a particle implied that what we perceive as the full picture of the cosmos might be just a fraction of a much larger, much stranger architecture. The concept of dimensions beyond the familiar three of space and one of time has long been considered in theoretical physics, particularly in string theory and M-theory. However, no experimental evidence had ever been strong enough to validate those predictions, until now. The implications ripple far beyond particle physics. If this particle is indeed interacting with dimensions beyond the known four, then space-time itself may be a limited projection of a higher dimensional reality. It suggests that gravity, the weakest yet most pervasive of all forces, might be leaking into our universe from elsewhere, possibly explaining why it's so weak compared to other fundamental forces. This also raises the possibility that consciousness, dark matter, or even time itself could be influenced by or connected to this extended dimensional structure. The discovery quickly spiraled into questions once relegated to the realm of science fiction. Could this phenomenon allow access to parallel universes? Is it possible that other realms with different physical laws exist, invisibly layered over our own? Could this interaction be manipulated? opening pathways to places or states of existence humanity has never conceived? For now, the answers remain speculative. But what is certain is that the discovery upends the long-held view that the universe is a self-contained, closed system. Even more intriguing was the unexpected behavior of time signatures recorded during the experiments. Some decay sequences of particles were occurring faster or slower than predicted, with minute shifts in their temporal footprints. This suggests that the newly discovered phenomenon might be interacting with time as well as space, perhaps nudging particles ever so slightly forward or backward in time's flow. While the effects were marginal, they were statistically significant and repeatable. Time, long considered a constant progression, might not be as stable or singular as previously thought. As the scientific teams delved deeper into the anomaly, a darker tone began to seep into the discovery. Hidden within the erratic data patterns were moments where particles vanished, entirely gone from any form of detection. Unlike typical quantum behavior where particles might change states or exist in superposition, these particles simply ceased to register, as if plucked from our universe entirely. That sparked hushed conversations and heated debates among CERN physicists about the possibility of breaches or portals into other realities, where the conservation of matter and energy might follow entirely different rules. One cannot ignore the eerie philosophical ramifications. If particles can slip between dimensions, then what else can? Could information traverse these boundaries? Could consciousness? Might there be unknown intelligences or structures lurking in dimensions just beyond human perception? This chilling possibility, although not openly discussed in official papers, was acknowledged in internal communications. There was an unspoken agreement that humanity might be brushing against the edge of something far larger and perhaps far stranger than it is prepared to understand. This wasn't merely a case of rewriting physics textbooks. It was a fundamental challenge to human perception itself. The notion that reality is stable, tangible, and finite has anchored human thought for millennia. But this new evidence suggests that what we call reality could be a thin membrane stretched across a much deeper and layered existence. The implications touch not only cosmology and physics, but metaphysics, philosophy, and even the nature of identity and existence. The discovery also breathes new life into theories previously deemed too speculative or esoteric for mainstream consideration. Concepts like the multiverse, brain cosmology, and extra-dimensional travel now have a foothold in observable science. This shift could realign global research priorities, spurring efforts to design instruments capable of probing these dimensions directly. A new era of exploration may dawn, not outward into the stars, but inward, into the very scaffolding of the universe itself. What makes this moment especially profound is the sense that this isn't an end point, but a beginning. The discovery lays the groundwork for entirely new branches of physics, much in the way quantum mechanics did in the early 20th century. But unlike that revolution, which was largely invisible to daily life for decades, this could have more immediate and transformative implications. Understanding and potentially harnessing interdimensional forces could one day lead to technologies so advanced they'd appear magical by today's standards. Instantaneous communication across any distance, access to alternate timelines, perhaps even manipulation of matter at its most primal level. There's also an undeniable sense of unease rippling through the global scientific community. This wasn't a discovery stumbled upon in pursuit of a practical goal like energy or communication. It was uncovered in the deep pursuit of knowledge, a raw exposure to the universe's most hidden mechanics. The deeper the research went, the more questions it raised, each more unnerving than the last. At some point, the scientists at CERN began to ask not just what they had found, but why it had revealed itself now. What triggered this manifestation? Was it simply a matter of energy threshold, or had some cosmic alignment made the observation possible? The scale of the discovery also defies full comprehension. If these interdimensional interactions are natural and persistent, then they may have been influencing life, matter, and even thought since the dawn of time. Unseen yet ever present. Entire fields of natural science may have to be reinterpreted through this lens, from genetics to neurology. There are theories now under consideration that suggest some aspects of biological evolution could be influenced by higher dimensional feedback loops, offering an entirely new dimension literally to our understanding of life and adaptation. Already, speculation has taken root in whispers among theorists that what CERN has uncovered might be the tip of a cosmic intelligence network, one not bound to planets or technology, but embedded in the very structure of the multiverse. It's an idea as terrifying as it is awe-inspiring. A silent intelligence, operating beyond our perception, embedded in the invisible geometry of dimensions we've only just begun to detect. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on CERN's chilling new discovery changing everything? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.